Hey everyone, I'm Phantom King and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be watching the new State of Play in January 2024 for PlayStation, and we're going to see, kind of what they set the tone for 2024. Maybe we'll see a tease of Insomniac's Wolverine game, maybe a tease of what Naughty Dog's going to be working on now that they canceled the Last of Us multiplayer game. And maybe some revivals of old games, or remakes, reboots, or remasters of something like Jak and Daxter, Ape Escape, maybe something like Sly Cooper. A lot of people want to see that game come back. Or maybe some new IP that we're not expecting in terms of single-player games. Maybe some updates on some of the games they showed at one of the previous showcases, like Fair Games, which was their multiplayer game, or maybe just some unexpected surprises. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, since that's coming out next month, and I'm sure Square would want to take the opportunity to advertise that at this show, since it will be exclusive to the PS5 for some amount of time, similarly to the first game. But we'll see what they have in store for us. They said there's going to be at least 15 games, so we'll see what those are. Maybe we'll get to look at the Little Devil Inside indie game that we saw at a previous State of Play at some point a few years ago. We haven't really seen that for quite some time, quite a few years now, so I would expect to see that at some PlayStation event, whether it's this one or some other one in the future. But we'll see what they have for us. Alright, here we go. Let's see what comes up first. Okay, so we're gonna get a PlayStation Studios game first. Is this the Helldivers game? Yeah, okay. So this is their new shooter that's co-op, I think. And that's going to be coming out in February.
Hi everyone, I'm
just a couple weeks. Oh, that's right, we are getting a look at Stellar Blade, which I believe was going to be a multi-platform release, but they secured it as an exclusive. It's definitely interesting. It looks like a Nier type of game.
Players will take
like an action RPG
of the 7th Airborne Squad
in a dystopian future. Yeah, it definitely reminds me a lot of Nier in terms of the look and feel, and they even have like a little robot ally that kind of follows you around. Alright, so that's coming in April 26th. Oh, so the rumors were true of a Sonic Generations remaster. Strange, because it feels like this game isn't that old, but it was a PS3, Xbox 360 game, so it has been a while. Oh, was Shadow in the game? I hadn't played it myself, so I'm not sure if this is like a new edition. Because they're making it seem like it's kind of a new thing here. Oh, that was the guy from the Shadow the Hedgehog game. The alien guy. That's kind of interesting. This isn't like a Shadow the Hedgehog remaster, is it? Sonic X Shadow Generations. Okay, that's making it a little more interesting than just a standard remaster. I think that might be a new game, and this is Hoyo's other game, aside from Genshin and Honkai. I forget what it was called, something with 3 Z's. Yeah, Zenless Zone Zero. Do we have a date for this? Nope, just in development confirmed. Oh, and then this is the Foam Stars game from Square Enix. That will be launching into PlayStation Plus essential, so even if you have the lowest tier, you'll be getting this. Kind of a Splatoon clone type of thing. Yeah, so that's gonna be next week. Dave the Diver. I feel like I've seen this before. I don't know if it was a Steam game. I guess that's coming to PlayStation. And maybe other consoles. Oh, there's a Godzilla here. Is this a collaboration? Oh wow, it is. Godzilla collab. That's interesting. Alright, so this is gonna be like a top-down fantasy type of thing. Rising? Coming this year, but with no date. Interesting, I'm not really sure what's the story there. Okay, so we're gonna see a look at Silent Hill 2. I kind of forgot about that one. That is also going to be timed exclusive for the PS5. Also launching on PC, I'm pretty sure, though. But we haven't gotten a good look at it since the tease for it from, I believe it was last year. Oh, are they going first person with this? As far as I'm aware, I thought Silent Hill was always third person. Kind of like Resident Evil. But also like Resident Evil, some of the newer games have gone into first person, so I guess it's not that much of a surprise. Oh, the short message. It's a free-to-play game. So this is not Silent Hill 2. This is one of the other Silent Hill projects that they were teasing. That's pretty cool. And is this like a shadow drop available now? Yeah, so that's gonna be today. I wonder if that's also only for PS5. Either way, interesting little free game. I mean, I'm assuming it would be a smaller type of game. Or almost like a demo of some kind. So this is gonna be Silent Hill 2, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Definitely a remake very reminiscent of the Resident Evil 2 remake. So it makes sense that Konami would want to have their own type of remakes for a similar thing. Also, starting with 2, kind of like the Resident Evil 2 remake started off the remakes of those games. Oh, this is the one from the makers of BioShock. I forget what it's called. But it is another interesting looking type of thing. I forgot if it was also a horror type of game, but definitely a shooter, right? Or was it more of like a space thing? Oh, Judas, that's right. That's what it was. You can definitely see the BioShock type of art style. Alright, so no date for that one just yet. Definitely an interesting looking one, especially if you're a BioShock fan, of course. Collaboration with Deep Silver. Oh, this is a VR game. Looks like a Metro game. Like Metro VR? Yeah, it's definitely Metro Awakening VR. That's interesting. Well, that's kind of cool to have a dungeon crawler in VR. Okay, so this is gonna be the new Monster Hunter? Oh no, this is Dragon's Dogma 2. That's right. I haven't played the first one yet, but this definitely looks like a cool RPG. And that's coming March 22. I'm not sure if that game had a release date already, but of course now we're gonna get a look at Rise of the Ronin, which should be coming very soon as well. Oh, so this is actually being labeled as PlayStation Studios. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it was published by PlayStation Sony, right? Oh, that's interesting. It has a grappling rope. And a little gliding feature, too. I think this is supposed to be like a Souls type of Nioh type of combat game. Yeah, I do like the way the traversal looks in this. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can do a Mortal Kombat Scorpion type of move with the grappling hook.
発明家である伊賀七と因縁を深めると、様々なからくり装置を入手できます。取火砲は伊賀七が作ったからくりで、現代の火炎放射器のような強力な遠隔武器です。取火砲や和洋折衷のアクションである銃剣など、西洋の技術を生かした武器をうまく活用すれば強敵にも打ち勝つことができるので、ぜひマスターしてください。幕末を生きる人物たちと紡いだ因縁が物語に大きく影響します。ぜひライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンで一人の浪人として運命を切り開いてください。
ようやくネズミ捕りにかかったの。
気持ちの揺れてないやつはついてこい。
それに倒すも何も幕府はもうとっくに死にてえなんで。
Now that's also coming March 22nd. And another PlayStation Studios game. I wonder what this one is. Is this like a Until Dawn? No. Oh, it is Until Dawn. It's the movie that they were going to make of the game, right? I forgot they recently said there's going to be a movie adaptation. Which is interesting because it played very much like a movie with a lot of Hollywood actors included in the game. Unless this is a Until Dawn 2. Oh no, it's just a remaster. Okay, so it's just a remaster for PS5 and PC. Oh, is this Death Stranding 2? That's an interesting hand mask. What the heck?
Sam, would you mind if I joined you?
Humor him.
This little
Knowledge
puppy
and
guy?
experience will probably come in handy down the road.
Yes. Really, Sam? Your buttocks? What about shotgun? I prefer the driver's seat.
That's an interesting little character. Yeah, I haven't played the first one yet, so I'm not sure what the heck is going on with this one.
What's your role in all this?
Okay, so it seems like there's gonna be new environments.
That's right.
Go off me! Pathetic guitarist. Where's the rest of your
Well, that's
band?
interesting how they animated him like that. Gave him kind of like a stop motion type of look. No, what the heck? He has a guitar weapon? Well, that's kind of cool.
Now it's
So
time
it's
to
being
finish the
called
journey, Sam.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Okay, so that's gonna be 2025. Yeah, interesting to see Kojima working on this and the other OD game kind of at the same time. Wow, so he's gonna be working on another new game? Interesting, so it seems like he wants to incorporate sort of the movie side of Sony into what this next project is gonna be. That's kind of interesting. He said the same things about OD, about it being a game and a movie at the same time. Wow, they're on the Sony production lot. Columbia Pictures. Oh wow, so they dedicating a state of play specifically for the Final Fantasy game. I was kind of surprised that they didn't show it here, but I guess that makes sense too. To have a dedicated one. They did have one for Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, so that was an interesting look at sort of how 2024 is going to start out for PlayStation. Of course, before we get a look into, I guess, what would be the future of PlayStation going into 2025, and also the second half of this year, when it comes to their summer showcase, or what we would assume would be a summer showcase that we usually would get from them. But it definitely interesting. We got a release window rather, for Death Stranding 2, and also a tease for Kojima sort of making, I guess, what would be a new Metal Gear Solid. He said action espionage type game, so it wouldn't be Metal Gear, I don't think, since Konami, I believe, owns the rights to that. But it would be something that would be his version, his new version of what that would be if he were to continue to be making, I guess, a Metal Gear Solid game. Interesting, since we are going to see the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 also in the near future. But also interesting because, like I said, he is going to have the similar type of idea, I guess, with his projects going forward. And also, as you've seen with Death Stranding, how it's kind of very movie-like in its way that it plays out, but also an interactive game, as he said. But of course, we also are going to have a closer look at Final Fantasy in its own state of play. And of course, we're going to see some other PlayStation stuff, maybe Wolverine, like I said, in the summer showcase. We're going to have to see that at some point. I believe it might come out next year, if not, probably 2026 then. But definitely not that far away from Insomniac. But it would be interesting to see what else Naughty Dog is working on. Again, since they canceled their current project that they've been working on for a few years now. And it would be nice to see some older PlayStation IP come back when it comes to reboots and remakes, remasters, and that type of thing. But it was a pretty interesting state of play. Some nice things to look forward to from PlayStation. A surprise shadow drop of a first-person Silent Hill game. That was pretty cool. So I guess we'll be able to check that out today, according to what they said. And we'll see what else PlayStation has in the future. But until next time, I've been Phantom King, and I'd like to thank you all for watching.